Aurelia, Cho'Gath, Ashe, and Nocturne. And then we've got Team DAO with Corki, Amumu, Taric, Shen, and Rise. Should be a pretty good lineup. There was a little bit of a switch here. Taric is played by Ginormous Noob, and he was the jungler last time. He played Nocturne, so they did switch that up. Now we've got Anaxamander. Is now playing jungler.
Yes.
So
definitely going to be a pretty exciting game. Now, there was a pretty big shutdown that first game. Hopefully, we'll see this one go on a little bit longer and be a little bit more balanced out. But you know, we'll just have to see if Alistar can pull out the nasty roaming ganks that Evelyn was able to pull out last game.
You know, I don't know if he's gonna play. You know, it's the same champion, like the same summoner. So we'll see if he can do it. But that Evelyn was. Boy, she really shut them down.
Sick and wrong. Sick and wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out this early game. As far as early game, I'm thinking Liquid's got it here. They've got the Alistar knock up. Aurelia is pretty strong early game. Nocturne obviously does a lot of damage. They've got Cho'Gath, which knocked them up as well. But at the same time, you know, it could go the other way as well. Obviously, they're going to be going for Amumu. I mean, like I said earlier, it's just pretty standard. Amumu's always going to start at blue, so you're going to have a showdown to see, you know, who's gonna take that golem, and we'll just have to wait and see.
So it looks like it looks like Team Liquid is definitely going for a team fight here.
Oh yeah, and they're staying grouped up very tightly, which is great.
And it looks like they just snuck past. I don't think that they saw. I don't think the DAO saw them right there.
I don't know. I don't think that it's going to be close. Oh, look at this. They're actually going to be waiting in the bush closest to the bottom tower. And I'm guessing that, yeah, like you said, they didn't see them. So they're probably going to stay there and wait for Amumu just a little bit. And oh, is this Shin gonna scout that out? I don't know.
Well, DAO did just ping that bush, and I'm not sure if they're saying that I think that's where they are or.
Oh, okay, so they do know. If they ping that bush, they probably know.
Probably know. So yeah, and we actually did just have Aurelia go back, and she's just gonna head up to her lane.
They do have a clairvoyance, so they'll be able to tell shortly if they haven't already done it. They may have clairvoyanced. I know that somebody, yeah. Yeah, there. Wait, where did that clairvoyance go down? I saw Taric just use it. Oh, he used it over there. So maybe they don't know. They definitely don't know that they are there, and they're starting it. And it looks like Rise and Corki already went to their lanes. So this is gonna be really bad for DAO. They're gonna. Yep. Oh, this is about to be sick.
Oh, and Taric had just used his stun on blue buff, so he has absolutely nothing to help protect Amumu there.
There it is. First blood on Amumu. Very good play by Liquid. Sneaking in there just in time, waiting in that bush, and the clairvoyance going down not anywhere close to him, so they had no idea. And so that's going to be great and really bad for Amumu at the same time. They did kill that blue buff as well, so Amumu's going to have a really tough time starting.
And I am getting a lot of messages there in IRC. Colby, if you wouldn't mind just checking, just to make sure that I don't know if it's something with my stream. I'm guessing it's probably just
your little Skype icon is showing up, like it says Colby cheese.
Oh, well, it's probably gone now.
Looks. That's what I see, anyways. I think it's fine though. Okay, so
I just
anyhow.
wanted to make sure. Anyway, back to the game. Okay.
Yeah. So as you can see, Amumu had to start at the small golems up top. Gonna take a lot of damage, be low mana. That's just the way it works. If you get ganked at the blue as Amumu, really sucks. But you know that's the price you pay when you choose Amumu.
Well, you've got Alistar here. Was just roaming to try to cut off this Amumu's jungle. They did have a CV on him, so they know he's there.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna kind of keep Amumu from jungling right now.
Yep.
So.
He's just gonna use intimidation tactics here. He knows that he's safe. He can't be ganked. He knows where top lane is. He knows where mid lane is, and so he's just gonna kind of keep him away from those wraiths. And so Amumu says, "What the heck? I'm just gonna go to my wolves for now."
Do you have Alistar heading top? Corki's in the bush here. We're gonna see how he how he handles this. He will have his Valkyrie by now, so I'm sure he'll be able to escape no problem.
Yeah, and he decided not to go for that. Since Aurelia is down bottom, he didn't want to force Aurelia to help him up, because what would happen, normally, this actually, I see this a lot, the roamer will try and come in and force the solo laner out of the creeps. He could have lost a lot of creep score there, but instead he waited for Aurelia to kill those creeps off, and now he goes in. He's going to, ooh, barely just flashes out of that stomp. That was very nice.
It does make Corki use his flash, though, so flash is down now.
Good point.
And it looks like Amumu's going to have some more trouble here. Oh, nope. Nocturne's just checking. Doesn't see Amumu there.
Yep, Amumu did see Nocturne. If anyone was watching the mini-map, they probably would have saw Nocturne come in right in there. And I'm guessing that Nocturne's going to try... Oh, look at this! Tarek's decided to roam as well and gets found out by Alistar. And I think that if this Nocturne stays in the bush, he might be able to actually pick something up here.
Well, Tarek knows he's there. They pinged him. I don't know why he just walked in there completely.
That was terrible face check. He went to put a ward down is what he did, and he ended up getting killed for it. So he got, like, baited himself into a death, and now they're going to lose red. So
they've got all three of their teammates there. Good teamwork here from Team Liquid. Everyone's responding really, really quickly.
Exactly.
They're a little bit kind to Amumu. They did take all of his monsters there as neutral creeps. So
they probably did it so they can steal it the second time. And once again, Corki almost got ganked there, but again, he does have Valkyrie. It is pretty hard to gank a Corki with that Valkyrie. So
he's able to get away. No problem there.
No problem. No problem. I'm good.
No problem. No problem. He's got this. And now looks back to kind of laning as usual. Tarek was coming up there from behind. Kind of a weird strat to try to gank when you come running in from the lane. Because Aurelia's just going to run away. But I think his goal is to just kind of hang out, maybe leech a little bit of XP here, and
Nocturne
can get damage.
Oh! It got really low on that blue buff, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no mana, no life. Okay, so Amumu is just trying his best to keep up, and they took his red buff, took his blue buff, so he's just getting counter juggled extremely hard right now. Nocturne's already going to be he's probably really close to level 5 right now. He took kind of a different route. Well, he obviously went into their jungle, so he's not going to be all the way up higher level. A little bit of harassment going down here. Alistar coming in, but since there are two roamers, they're just kind of meeting each other and not being too effective.
And then you've got Shen and Cho'Gath here bottom lane. Looks like Cho'Gath is doing some good damage here on critical kill. It's real hard to lane against a Cho'Gath.
Yeah, all he has to do is zone you out with his knockup. So.
Oh, and there's another gank here going down on Corki. He's out of mana this time. He was smart by just getting right to the bush and then backing right away. But if he had stayed out too long, he doesn't have his escape. He just doesn't quite have the mana for it. So it's probably wise of Neverlight there to just back.
Yeah, definitely. And as you see, his lane's actually kind of pushing right now. And so even if he stayed in the lane, there's nothing for him to pick up. There's no creeps for him to kill. And so what you're going to see, he's going to back. He's going to be right back in the lane by the time his lane starts to push back, most likely. And he will probably lose maybe 1, 2, 3 creeps at the most.
He just lost one there. It looks like he's probably going to lose maybe 2 or 3 creeps before he's back there.
It looks like Amumu's waiting for this blue buff to come up, and I don't know, he might actually get a gank off on this Nocturne, but Nocturne, very good! Oh, man. Oh, no, not very good.
Well,
he actually blocked the stun.
It was a good absorb of that first stun. Unfortunately, they just have way too much CC, and we're able to shut him right down.
Exactly. Rise came in, and Amumu uses a little bandage toss, and now he's going to be able to pick up his blue, and he might be able to just kind of catch back up. Now, they're only down 1 kill. The only thing the main thing is that Amumu was just really hurt from that early game, so he wasn't able to go get some great ganks off, which Amumu's a great ganker as long as he doesn't lose that early game, which he did. And so this is a pretty careful game overall, and it looks like it might actually go into a pretty strong late game.
As far as CS goes, we've got Corki is currently beating his lane. Well, now it looks like they're tied, but he was beating his lane there of Aurelia, but they're staying pretty even. Ashe is ahead of Rise by about 10 creeps. Nocturne and Amumu, or Nocturne's just a little ahead of Amumu, but they're staying up there, and Cho'Gath is they're staying up there pretty good. Shen and Cho'Gath are both farming well, so creep score is pretty even at this point.
Yes, definitely. And so once Nocturne gets level 6, we're probably going to see a little bit more pressure going on lanes. Generally, you don't see a lot of ganking from Nocturne until that, just due to the fact that, you know, all he can do is kind of run up to you, albeit a little bit faster than you can run, but if you don't get too overextended, you're going to be fine.
It looks like we're going to see some action here top. They've got that warded, so he was able to ping it, and Corky was able to get out. But notice he's low on mana again, so he's just going to back. He's not going to mess around. He's pushed the lane up again, and he's just going to go back, get his health and mana, and then come back to the lane before he loses too many creeps. And Alistar looks like he's going to try for some action mid.
Yeah, this Rise did have the double buff he picked up off of the Nocturne, so he's got a really easy time in his lane right now. And actually, Rise does really well against any kind of AD champion, just because his burst is really strong.
Oh no!
Very nice.
Like they dove him there bottom, and I totally missed that.
Yeah, I was too busy talking about Rise, so
yep.
I think I distracted you a little bit. But they are going to pick up this dragon. I don't know. It might be a little bit risky because they do know they're doing it. They have that ward there, so it looks like they are going to go ahead and close in on this. There's going to be 4 of them, so it might actually be a bad idea if they go into this fight. No way they can stop the dragon at this point.
Yeah, I think that they were wise there in just letting them get it. It would be a 4v3. Most of Team Liquid had real good health. The only one who was kind of low was that Nocturne. They could have maybe picked up a kill off Nocturne, which would in turn have given Amumu a chance to smite, but it would have been really, really risky.
Yeah, definitely true. And Ash did actually use an arrow. She saw him coming up in the bush and arrowed him to just kind of solidify the fact that, no, you're not going to be able to do anything to us.
The arrow or the hawk shot?
I saw her use her arrow, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I saw her stun with arrow.
Good.
Yeah, she hawk-shotted, saw him in the bush, and then arrowed.
And then arrowed him. Just stay back, stay back.
Yeah. Corky is pushing really hard on Aurelia, trying to keep as much pressure as possible. And, you know, Aurelia is still farming just fine. She's not actually being denied any farm at all. Corky just a little bit ahead, but not any kind of noticeable difference.
He is kind of forcing her to stay in the lane at low health. If she wants this experience of these creeps, she has to stay here, and she's really low health, which if Amumu ever gets to the point where he can gank her, it'll be good to have her that low.
Yeah, definitely. So she's going to have to back now, and you'll notice if you look at the tower, he's actually doing lots of damage to that tower. That tower's probably going to go down if he keeps pushing like this without any more gank pressure. And so I'm guessing that we'll see the first tower down from DAO just because Corky is pushing so hard.
Now Alistar's up here just going to try to slow him down a little bit, but this is a level 5 Alistar versus a level 9 Corky, and Corky's real not afraid of him right now.
Yeah, he just did a double combo, took maybe 10% of his HP, so not a big deal.
Yeah. He's just going to keep pushing the lane as usual. It looks like Amumu here was going to check blue, wasn't able to get there before Nocturne grabbed it.
Nope, and there you have really good ward placement here, you'll notice as well. DAO's got 2 wards in the forest, so they can see anyone coming over the entire top half of the map, as well as, if you look at the ward placement on the bottom.
No!
Oh, look at this. Nocturne uses his ult, but he was out of range. No, he was out of range. He couldn't do anything. Yeah, it looked like he used his ultimate and was like, oops. So.
And Shen came in there just for the support, right?
Oh, and he does get a little gank off, or sorry, a taunt, trying to gank off that Aurelia, but I guess Amumu didn't want to waste his ult, so.
And they don't. I mean, I don't know if the 2 of them really would have had quite enough damage to kill
Definitely
her, so
not 2 tanks.
Save it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll finish my discussion. I was talking about the wards. So if you look, they have the entire top half of the map. They can see anyone coming, as well as on the bottom half. You'll see there's a ward towards the kind of area towards the middle top, and then you see one in the little tri-bush area on the very bottom. So you can see anyone coming from pretty much any angle, and that's a very safe play and very good placement for those wards. Ooh.
It was a good pickup. We were watching it. It was a good pickup on Nocturne. Amumu did use his ult to get it. Ash tried to save him with her arrow, but just couldn't quite get enough, couldn't quite scare him enough to prevent that kill on Nocturne.
Yeah, definitely. So far, it's a pretty close game. We've got, 3 kills for Liquid and only 2 for DOA. But I think that the main thing was the shutting down of Amumu early game kind of helped them with that, to keeping the game really in check.
Once again, Corki here is pushing top tower. Alistar is just trying to intimidate this Rise here. It's not really getting anywhere. It's a level 11 Rise versus a level 6 Alistar, but he just keeps running and letting Alistar know, I am here. I'm scary.
Yeah, I'm big, scary. You can't milk those. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. We still got both of them roaming around. Tarek's trying to roam around, do some interesting things. Same thing with Alistar, but they're not really getting a lot of effectiveness out of it. I almost feel like it would have been stronger for them to go back to the lane and try and get some CS up, and you know, get kind of farmed up and start building some items for the mid and late game.
Yeah, we're seeing just some, I mean, basic back and forth here between Cho'Gath and Shen, nothing too exciting. There's Alistar and Tarek meeting mid. Tarek's just trying to get some CS here while Rise went back, just a little bit of a relief. We've got 3 of them here at mid, and I think Nocturne's going to go check Amumu's blue, and he has a ward there, so he can
Oh! Wow, do you see that? He took it! He took it! That was so close. He just threw his Q out. Did he even smite it? I don't know.
I didn't actually see the smite go down. I saw him throw his Q out, but I'm assuming as far as it would have been good for him to do it just for security's sake.
Yeah, and folks, that's why you save your smites for the end of the health of the mob. So unfortunately for Amumu, no blue buff for you.
And see, then that was just because he warded this blue. That was the whole purpose of Nocturne warding that blue. Amumu needs his blue in order to jungle successfully. And by taking that, it completely shut Amumu down. Nocturne's blue is down, so now Amumu has to either go to pots, has to hit a lane, or is just going to try to jungle using as little mana as he can, which... Oh, I've lost the screen.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so it looks like there was a gank on bottom. The Nocturne saw the Cho'Gath diving and went ahead and got the kill picked up off of the tower. And they both get away just in time, almost dying to Rise, but just couldn't put up enough damage. He does have already 2,500 HP at only 16 minutes into the game. Pretty scary.
Cho'Gath looks like backed. Ash and Aurelia look like they're hunting down. Oh, she's trying to keep him away from red buff.
Yep, she is actually doing that. Very good job. She did make him back off. He is going to get it since Tarek is there, so she's just going to continue farming mid. Speaking of farming, let's check the farm. We've got Cho'Gath is actually doing really well bottom farming, and he's almost up to where Corki is. Same time, we got Rise is actually not able to keep up with Ash just as much. She's got about just under 15, 20. And so overall, looks like the first tower, I was wrong, actually went to Liquid. So they left it long enough for Ash to push it up.
And they did, Team Liquid there did just grab a dragon. They knew, DAO knew they were doing it, they pinged. However, they just didn't have the support. Mumu was low health, couldn't quite run up there. So gank on Corki.
Oh, very nice.
He got away.
Wow, look at that. They both used their flash to try and, well, Corki jumped away with his Valkyrie, then flashed away, but he got flashed on. Unfortunately, he pushed him towards the tower instead of away from it.
So it looks like they're probably going to lose this bottom tower here soon, too. They're all kind of roaming. Shen had to go top. He was just trying to make sure that Corki didn't die. And subsequently, it's left this tower vulnerable to Cho'Gath pushing it. Amumu's going to go down there and try to protect it. But it doesn't have too much health left on it, so unless they get someone back in that lane real quickly, it's going to go down here pretty soon, too.
Yeah, definitely. Right at this point, Cho'Gath can probably just kind of push the creeps really quickly, take a few hits on that tower, and just keep poking at it, and eventually it's going to go down. There's nothing they're going to be able to do to stop him, since he does heal just from killing creeps.
Looks like there's a little bit of a scuffle top, but I don't think anything's actually going to happen. As a note, Team Liquid keeps buying pink wards to put here in this bush, and they keep killing DAO's wards. It's probably just quite annoying there for the Corki. However, he does have good escape skills, so he's been able to get away.
Yeah, and if you're noticing, the map control in this game is just phenomenal. Both teams doing a really good job of keeping those wards, just like you said, and that's kind of the reason that the score hasn't actually snowballed out like the last game, is because they've seen everyone coming pretty much all the time, and most of the ganks have just come from them tower diving.
Yep, which is exactly kind of what happened here. Nocturne and Cho'Gath were able to pick that at that Amumu to get him low. He almost got away by ulting them, but Nocturne's Sphere took hold and he ran right back into them.
Yep. Definitely a strong thing. That's what's really great about Nocturne is he can jump in there and fear you and just do so much damage before you're able to really respond to it. And the fact that Cho'Gath was there just solidified that fact. The tower is going to go down pretty soon as well, but they don't have anyone pushing it currently. So it looks like if they don't start taking some towers, DAO might be in trouble, because once you lose your front towers, it's really difficult if you haven't already taken theirs as well.
Yep, I mean, and there's a little bit of a discussion here with DAO about why Mumu was there too long and everything, but in the end, I think that it's about time. I think that if DAO really wants to come back from this, they're going to have to start team fighting pretty quickly. Right now, they're being beaten in the laning phase in general, and I think that if they can get Corki in with the team, they might be able to turn around some of these team fights and could come back from this a bit. But I think that staying as they are now, trying to each go back to their lane, trying to have the jungler jungle and everything, it's just not going to work for them at the moment.
Yeah, it's very good insight on that. And if you look at the creep score, it's kind of interesting. It looks like Rise is actually doing pretty well on the farm. But at the same time, there's a big fight going up top. And I think that if this Aurelia doesn't watch out, she might actually get outbursted by Corki, which is interesting because usually when you get jumped on by Aurelia, you're going to be running away. Ooh, there it is.
And
like I said,
can get away. Spear came up.
He did use his ultimate, but he wasn't able to kill him. Just too tanky at this point.
Oh, right.
Oh, they did get caught, though. Look at this. Nocturne getting his ult off and able to run away just in time. But I don't know if Cho'Gath... Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep chasing. That almost got the kill off, but I think he got a good lucky fear there and was able to use his ultimate to block that line of vision.
I do appreciate you giving us the rundown there, since I lose all vision when he does that.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of figured that you wouldn't know what was going on. So.
Yep, I was on the right spot on the screen. I will have you know it. I knew exactly where he was going to use it.
Yep. Pretty interesting. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit of a scuffle here. They're trying to take this blue buff once again, just deny that Amumu. So I don't think they're going to take it just yet, but they did put a ward there to kind of prevent him from getting it safely.
And that's a good point. They've had this ward here at blue all game, and they've really been able to stop him from getting this blue. At this point, unless he picks up some vision wards to get rid of that, there's not really much Mumu can do to counter it. They're going to come closing on him every time. So he either needs to have his entire team there as he gets blue, or he's just going to end up losing it.
Exactly. So that's a good lesson to take home, is if you really want to shut down a Mumu, just keep on taking his blue buff, and it's just really going to hurt him. And obviously, he's still going to team fight. But oh, wow! Nice tower dive by Corki. Just so much damage, able to jump past and just skate away with a little bit of HP.
And of course, the whole team, all of Team Liquid was down at blue buff, so they aren't anywhere remotely near Corki to try to pick off that damage.
Exactly.
He is going to just kind of a safe spot here by Mumu in case anyone shows up. He's got a teammate there to help him.
Exactly. So let's see if this Ashe is probably going to try and push this lane now. She already got her mid tower, and at this point they're just going to take that, and there'll be 3 towers up if they can push it down. Actually, it's still full health, so she's just going to back off.
We did get a ping at Dragon, and it's not quite up yet, but DAO knows that it's going to be up soon. So I think that they're just kind of getting ready. They threw down the ward there. They've figured out that the next team fight is going to be a Dragon, and I think you're going to see the whole team probably moving to that area, just as you're seeing Team Liquid moving to that area right now.
Exactly. We're probably about to see a really big team fight. This might, if something bad happens here, this might actually solidify the rest of the game. If DAO loses this fight, it's just going to be snowballed against them from there on out. And so there we go. Yep, there we go. Alistar getting caught by DAO. Very nice. But he flashes away just in time. Very good job. And then, oh no, this is not looking good. Ooh, okay, so it looks like Nocturne just barely got away. No, he did not. Got stuck by that stun.
Lots of...
Wow, Amumu's trying to run away, but there's nothing he can do. Slowed by Ashe. She's just sitting there kiting everybody, and ouch. So like I said, DAO, if they lose this fight, not going to be good. And so while it looked like it was going to be good for them catching the Alistar, he was able to get away, and the Nocturne jumped in and just kept them all busy and just did so much damage. They picked up that dragon, and now it's really going to start snowballing against them. Now they're down 2 towers, several kills and dragons, and it's going to be really hard for them to come back from that.
Well, and you know, part of the problem in that team fight is that Corki was really out of position. He should have been heading down a lot sooner. He was stopping to get the red buff. Took a little bit too long there, wasn't able to meet up with his team. And when they started the fight, Corki was over on, you know, this side on the mid side of blue, where he should have been over with the rest of his team. And then he got picked off kind of early, wasn't able to do his damage, and they shut down everybody else in the team fight. So
yeah, definitely. So that's really important to be with your team whenever you know that a big team fight's going to go down. I mean, I don't know if they were paying attention to where Corki was at, but I think they thought they can pick up the kill on Alistar, but it was just a really bad position overall, and they got grouped up and taken out. So.
Alright, try to get this Aurelia right here. I think they'll be able to do it. They've got a lot of support there. Oh, I think she's gonna get away. Oh.
Ooh, there is a flash. Rise coming in to try and lock down that Nocturne, and just barely saved by Alistar, but Alistar might not be saved himself, so kind of taking one for the team there, let Nocturne get away and losing his life in the process.
So both Aurelia and Nocturne got away with really, really low health, and they probably, and Alistar just came and tried to save him and ended up dying. But in the end, it's a lot better to have Alistar die than either Nocturne or Aurelia. They want to keep their carries alive as best as possible.
Exactly. And Nocturne kind of, he's got his Wriggles Lantern built up. He's going a little bit tanky with that Heart of Gold. Also going to have a little bit of extra in-game gold due to the fact that it has that gold per 5 on it. So as far as the rest of the items, we got Ashe doing the standard build with Infinity Edge and Last Whisper, giving her tons of damage. She can both crit and hurt the squishies and take out the tanks. You probably see the main role of her is just kiting and killing those hard to kill people like the tanks and whatnot.
She's got great farm. She's got the highest in the game, I believe. Yep, she does.
Yes.
Rise is second to her, which is good. They're both mids. They're both able to farm well. However, she did out-farm him quite heavily. So she's got some good advantage there. And actually, this Aurelia even came back on this Corki. So it looks like Team Liquid just has more farm in general right now, which is going to hurt them all. It's going to hurt DAO late game.
Exactly. Again, like I said, it's going to be starting to snowball pretty soon. If something doesn't happen in DAO's favor, it's going to be really difficult for them. Oh, no, and look at this. Tarek actually gets caught way out of position. Arrow, and just no way he can escape from that. Very good job. Looks like they're going to be able to take this Baron now after picking up that kill. They did put a ward down to kind of protect themselves. They have no idea that Liquid is doing this other than just guessing. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. They're all out of position. We've got Shin down bottom, Moomoo's up top, so they're going to get a free Baron out of this.
They do know they're there. I think that Corki might try for the steal.
Oh my god, he just stole it! Holy crap, he stole it with a missile barrage. Wow. So epic. That was, I don't know what to say.
That could absolutely turn the game around right there. Having that Baron buff is going to be huge to give them a little bit of that extra support they need in team fights. Great steal by Corki. You don't usually see that with just one of their attacks. Usually, if you're going to get a steal, it'll be with a smite, but he managed to just go at the exact right time. I believe he was doing it blind. Unless they threw down a CV on him, they might have thrown down a CV.
I believe they did, and I have to kind of say that Nocturne and Cho'Gath should have been able to take that without a problem, because Cho'Gath should be feasting Baron at low health, and Nocturne should be smiting him. So either they had no idea that would happen. That's probably what ended up happening. He probably just saved his feast, not thinking that they would get it stolen. And hey, you know, mistakes happen. So there it is. This could be what DAO needs to catch back up. At this point, they're going to need to farm up, push their lanes, and possibly even do a little bit of split pushing with Shin pushing a side lane while the other 4 try and take down the middle. And then at that point, they're going to force their team to either stop Shin or lose a tower. And then Shin's obviously just going to teleport right back into mid, take out a team fight, and win the game. That's how they're going to come back from this.
Yep. I'm thinking here, and they're just farming up. I don't think they're going to push really too hard. They still don't have a big advantage, so I'm guessing they're just going to try to put some harass on, maybe try to engage in a team fight that's to their advantage with the Baron buff on. We'll see how that turns around.
Exactly, and you're just going to see Liquid try and group up and keep them off of their towers until that Baron buff is off, or until they can see them make a mistake. I'm guessing that they're going to try and get a really good Ashe ultimate off, initiate on somebody who gets out of position, and that will spell the doom for DAO. Oh, and there you go. Like I said, Shin's going to be split pushing one of the side lanes, and they're all going to group up 4 mid, so I guess that was a good guesstimate.
Yep, and it looks like they're gonna head all top right now. They've pushed mid. Mid's being defended really well. Corki has a lot of damage on that top tower, so the chances of them being able to push this lane and get the tower are really good. It looks like Team Liquid is gonna go down to try to prevent Shen from split pushing, but that's really gonna be to their detriment, I think, because I believe that'll just give DAO free towers. Oh
no, he does get initiated on, and arrow! Such a perfect arrow! Did you see the range on that? No way he's getting away from this. Oh, actually, I could be wrong. They are going to take the top tower, though, so that's going to be a really good job. That's exactly what they wanted to do, is have him kind of keep them busy for as long as possible. I almost feel like he went back into that fight on purpose just so they can take 2 towers out of that. So they're definitely going to take that second tower before they can catch up to him.
And that was very well done. I mean, playing Shen, he probably could have ulted out early. They had used all their CC on him. Alistar's stun comes out, so he could have tried ulting one of his teammates and getting out and surviving. But in the end, I think he realized that taking one for the team, distracting them long enough was going to be better. And they did end up with 2 towers out of it, which is going to give them a pretty good... it's a good advantage there they have with their Baron buff. It was a good push.
Exactly. I'm almost 95% certain that he did that on purpose so they can take 2 towers. So that was really, really good job on DAO's part, and they may actually be able to come back from this. They now have 3 towers, so they are even, and actually the inner towers are worth more, so could be anyone's game at this point.
However, Team Liquid does have Dragon advantage, and that was, I think, the 3rd Dragon that they're up now, so... Yeah. That puts them ahead quite a bit, but, I mean, now it looks like they're going to try to pick off this Nocturne. Great pull by Amumu.
Yeah, definitely, and I don't know if they're going to be able to finish it off because he is so fast. He did pop his Ghost as well.
Oh, good stun. And note that he waited there. This is a good Amumu.
Wow.
He waited until his team was close enough to do something. So many Amumus run in, they get ahead, they throw down the ult to stop him, but the team wasn't there to do anything.
Good point, exactly. And this Alistar, I don't know why he stayed in so long. He ended up having to use his flash and his ultimate to get out of there. And you know what? This might just be snowballing back in DAO's favor, but they... Oh, wow. They took that mid tower. Didn't even notice that. That's so crazy. That's a very good distraction there. It seems like they kind of put the old 1-2 punch on there.
They're doing the exact same thing. They had people down their bottom. Shen's able to kind of push them off this tower, though, so they're not going to get the inner tower, but they did get that second tower, which evens the score back up. So.
Definitely. That would have been a really good job for DAO if they had not lost that inner turret.
We're going to see where they're all going to head now. I'm guessing that everyone's just going to kind of regroup now, farm up. I don't think we're going to see too many engages. Notice Ashe is just running back here to Cho'Gath, who's backing. I don't think we're going to see any initiations for just another minute or 2 until people kind of regroup, collect. They have lost Baron buff at this point, so they're not going to want to push it. Oh, they might pick off Alistar. Oh, not quite.
And I guess for those that are having trouble with the stream, I will be putting up a 1080p version of it on my YouTube channel so that anyone can watch that as well if they've missed anything. Oh, and look at this! Corki jumping in to do a little bit of damage and gets caught by the Ashe, but I don't think it's going to matter. He still gets away. Not before Tarek dies, though. And Nocturne's taken out as well. I don't think Ashe is going to die, but Rise is going to get taken out for sure. There's nothing he can do. Wow, just back and forth in this team fight, but it actually looks like it's going to end up in the favor of Liquid.
I'm thinking so. They're just kind of playing around with this. Cho'Gath is standing right there in front of both Aurelia and Ashe, preventing Corki from getting any of his little rockets back to them. So he effectively cut Corki off from his 2 carries, which is exactly what a tank should do.
So, yep, they are going to be able to take that mid tower. Definitely going to be able to take the inhibitor. So, once again, back in Liquid's favor, and I know it's going to be really difficult for them to come back. They still have not taken that middle tower. And so, any more mistakes from DAO and it's lights out. I mean, they're going to have to sit here and defend against the super creeps. And at this point, since that inhibitor is down, all of the creeps in the lane are much stronger. So there's no way that they can have any natural pushing. They're going to have to do all the pushing on their own. And there's already a snowball going on up top. And it looks like Team Liquid might be going up for that. No, never mind. I think they're going to back, actually.
I'm not sure what time they got that Baron, but I'm pretty sure that Baron should be up soon. So they're probably kind of, yep, there it is right there. Baron just popped. They got a ward on it from DAO, and they're warding all around it. They're just making sure to try to prevent it. Basically, if Team Liquid gets this Baron, it's game. There's nothing they can do to really push them out. It'll give them that extra advantage. I mean, you can always have turnarounds, but it's going to heavily put it in Team Liquid's favor. So they want to stop that by warding it up, which they've done. They've got 2 wards, one in Baron, and then one outside in the bush here. We're going to see if they can prevent this from happening.
Definitely, and there are no oracles on DAO's side. I mean, they have died enough that they don't want to spend more money on that. So so they're going to be losing the map control, and Liquid's just going to be running around and placing wards everywhere. They still have their oracles. Cho'Gath has not died without oracles on, so he's just going to sit there and destroy all of the oracles. I'm sorry, all of the wards, and it's going to be really difficult for DAO to know what's happening. Oh, and there's definitely an engage going on this Mumu. Oh, but he misses the arrow! Doesn't matter.
They're still probably going to pick him off.
Yeah.
The team wasn't there to back him up.
Yeah, he was way out of position. They really need to be grouped up at this point in the game. Little mistakes like that can it's just going to spell doom for them. And since their tank Mumu is dead, they're just going to be able to get another free Baron. That's the second time this happened. First time it was Tarek getting out of position. This time it was a Mumu. So, oh no.
They're going to be going for the steal here again. Corki, oh, just
not going to happen. Not going to happen this time.
Nope.
The looks like the Cho'Gath was just kind of keeping them pushed out of the way.
And that was the whole point, that Cho'Gath was there to prevent that from happening. Corki did go around, use Tarek and Rise kind of as a distraction, but he was just unable to really get in that shot. He did go at a good time, but I think they were a little bit smarter this time, made sure to get that smite right on.
Yep. They're going to be able to take this tower, probably going to be able to take the inner tower as well. They are strong enough that they can do that. The inhibitor's still not up, so again, the creeps are even stronger. They just kind of have to use those as shields and just focus that tower down. I don't think they have enough damage to stop this.
Well, he does, Mumu does have his ult. He didn't use it when they killed him.
Yeah, Mumu came up just in time, and that's actually might be good for DAO, taking out Aurelia, and the tower doing so much damage, or Alistar going down quick, and they're going to have to back out. So they may have been a little bit better off by not pushing that, since that Mumu did come up. If they were watching that death timer, they would have known that he was up, and he really kind of turned that around on them.
Yep, so they did lose 2 in that fight, and then DAO just lost 1. So that fight did go in favor of DAO. Also, Shen was able to get this bottom tower. He was split pushing bottom, and he managed to grab that tower before ulting back into the fight to get the save, and engaged from there. Team Liquid picking up the next dragon. They've gotten every dragon this game, which I believe this is the 4th one. So.
Yes, again, just snowballing heavily on DAO. And just going to go ahead and go back, buy, get their HP up, and go for another push.
Notice the wards that are down on the map right now. Team Liquid has this whole Baron area completely warded, and they did that in preparation of getting it. But they have every single entrance you could possibly do to ward for Baron, to prevent the steal, to prevent being ganked. So unless DAO was to go all the way around in through Team Liquid's jungle, they knew they were coming. So
yeah, that's definitely not going to happen.
No.
And if you look at the scores, we've actually got Cho'Gath and Ashe, both perfect scores right now, no deaths at all. And the only person with several kills on DAO side is Rise, which I don't think Rise really even needs to be fed so much. I mean, he just builds a little bit of mana and he's going to have lots of damage the whole game. You really need to see Corki with all the kills in order for him to be doing the amount of damage that you want. Ashe has such good itemization right now.
And this is my deadly combo with Ashe. Once you get the Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, and the Phantom Dancer, she is really, really a force to be reckoned with. And she's got all of those, and she's building her magic resist.
Not only that, look at that. I mean, she's got almost 300 creep score at this point. Only person even close to that is Corki with 255. And so, yeah, just really difficult for DAO to deal with that. And as you can see here in this fight, they're just going to go for that inhibitor again, but I don't know, it looks like they might have actually been...
kind of turned that around a little bit. They
Ash getting taken out quick. Yeah. Oh, very good ult by Shen. Just barely, look at that! Oh, he's not going to get away. Oh, wow, he almost got away, but he decided to turn around and get a kill out of it.
Oh, Corki is going to escape, it looks like. Tarek's real low. Let's see if Shen can pull them off of him. He doesn't quite.
Oh, he missed his little knock-up, so he just barely misses killing Tarek. If he was able to get that knock-up, he could have killed him, but he skates away with just no health. Unfortunately for DAO, even though they had several kills that fight, they still lost the fight because they lost the inhibitor.
It does look like Corki's going to come up here and try to pick off this Nocturne. I don't think he's going to really... Oh, good taunt by Shen.
Yeah, it was a good taunt, and if they can kill that Oracles, that'll be great, but it's not going to happen, so
no,
he's going to get away.
He didn't really commit to it. That's a big mistake people make, is that they respawn and then overcommit and end up pushing too far, and they'll get back to the support of the tower here and then turn around and get a kill, and that's not what they wanted to happen, so they pulled right off of that.
So Shin's going to do everything he can to get map control back. He did pick up an Oracles. I don't see any wards. Let me see if anyone's picking up wards, though. Yeah, it looks like Mumu did pick up 3 wards, and so he's going to try and get that map control back. And I don't know if they're just going to wait for Baron or try and pick up some kills in the jungle, but it's going to be really difficult from this point. Ashe did get her a Banshee's Bell, so, and not only that, but so did Aurelia. It's going to be really difficult from at the point. Looks like even Cho'Gath has Banshee, so it makes it really difficult to get initiated on by a Mumu at this point. Same thing with Rise. It's really annoying, but we'll have to see how it goes.
I think you'll see lots of Shen daggers thrown out to try to pop those. Oh no, Nocturne!
Oh, really crazy initiation. Arrow coming in, not hitting the intended target, but Rise is still going to go down, getting feasted by Cho'Gath. Mumu also stuck in a bad spot. Not good for DAO. This just probably is going to spell the end of the game. They're going to push the end, and I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from that one.
I really don't think they will be able to. That was it. Picked off Rise, who was probably the most bet on the team at this point, and Amumu, who's going to be really the only one who can turn the match to their favor with his ultimate. So I just don't think they're going to be able to really come back. I don't see Team Liquid pushing for the win here. They're going to play it safe and just try to get as many towers as they can. They're going to come out here, probably push bot lane, or they'll probably backdoor and just take this tower real quick. But I don't think they're going to push it all the way into the Nexus. They don't want to risk getting aced and letting DAO come back at all.
Exactly, and the funny thing about it is that even if they did ace them, they still have not killed that frontal mid tower, so they'd have to push through 3 towers and an inhibitor. And they just don't have time to do that. So, you know, even if they did make some huge mistake, I really don't know what a DAO can do at this point. They've already lost 2 inhibitors. So if they lose this third one, I mean, it's almost impossible to come back from a triple inhibitor down, at least in this level of gameplay.
Well, and notice they don't have their Baron buff anymore, but they're all at full health. I don't believe that any of them used their ulti, so I think that Amumu's ult, his ult still is up, so if they can initiate, which they are.
Ashe got caught with the stun, but they were not able to capitalize on it, and she was able to just stand back there and just keep on shooting. Alistar might get taken out, but he's not really the target they need to be worried about. Yep. They focus Alistar way too much. I don't understand why Alistar is almost dead. They need to be killing that Ashe. They need to be killing that Nocturne, because once those 2 champions are down, it's going to be a lot more manageable. But instead they killed Aurelia and tried to kill Alistar. So I don't understand the logic behind that one.
You know, I'm guessing that Alistar kind of got caught in the crossfire. They did see that Ashe got stunned, and I think that all of them were trying to get back to her, couldn't quite do it, and thought, well, let's just take out Alistar in the process. But that's exactly the kind of thing that those tanks want you to do.
Yep.
So
exactly.
To focus him, it takes way too long to kill him, and by that point, Ashe is unstunned and is able to just kind of stand back and run away. They did almost get a kill on her. I think Rise was the one who flashed up, got a stun on her, got some damage, but she was able to escape. No problem.
Yep, definitely. So once again, they're going to go ahead and pick up these jungle buffs. Oh, actually, Baron's up, and they're going to pick it up. I don't think they can do anything about it. So this is going to be the second Baron for Liquid.
Third Baron. Oh no, second Baron for Liquid. Third.
Almost
Baron.
the third if they didn't get stolen from the first time.
And I don't think that DAO has any idea they even just did that. I'm pretty sure they didn't even think it was back up. So
yeah, they just now CV'd it and it's down. So they're like, oh snap, we lost our Baron again.
And I don't even know if they realized that it was back up. I'm assuming they probably did. They're pretty good about keeping track of the times, but they could even just think, oh, Baron's not quite up yet. Let's get a ward on it. So we'll have to see if they're going to go for that or if they'll realize that it's down.
So again, sorry guys if it is lagging. I see a lot of chat. That's basically all the chat is talking about is how the stream's lagging. But yeah. So hopefully you're able to at least get something out of the stream here. If you do want to watch it again, we are going to have the replay up and on my YouTube channel afterwards. So you will be able to check it out. Again, thanks for sticking around and watching it for sure. But you know, I don't think there's anything we can do about the lag.
No, there isn't. It's pretty much an XSplit problem. So I mean, we did everything we could to fix it. But.
Yeah, this might be the end of the game right here. Pretty good initiation overall. Mumu got a great ult off, but at the same time, they were not able to capitalize and kill Ashe or Nocturne. And so DAO is just getting destroyed. Aurelia's sitting there just focusing down Corki. Corki's dead. There goes Tarek. And yeah, this is GG. This is the end of the game. Nothing they can do at this point. Rai's gonna get taken out. Legendary on Cho'Gath. Not good. Look at the size of that guy. And that's it. There's the surrender vote.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
And so this match goes to Team Liquid. They won 2-0 over DAO, so that'll be, you know, that'll hurt DAO a bit, but I think they can still come back for it. Like I said, I think they're still kind of juggling around their new team. Team Liquid really had some good teamwork there and just showed them up, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. So it was definitely a better match than the first one. It was not a complete shutdown. DAO almost came back there for a little bit. They stole the Baron, got some great tower pushing going on. However, twice in a row, though, they got caught in a Baron fight and just really gave up huge advantages there, and I think that kind of just cost them the game.
Yep. You know, and that happens. It's just something that you have to deal with. I think that in the end, DAO did what they could to try to hold them off, but just not quite, just didn't quite have the strength to push them back after this Cho'Gath and the Ashe got fed. It was really just nothing they could do.
Yeah, overall, it was a great couple of games, and it was fun casting. So, do we have anything else tonight?
I think this is the last game for tonight. Make sure everyone tunes in tomorrow for our Game of the Week versus with CLG versus Whale. They're always a good game.
Yes.
Whale is a new team. I think that's Guardsman Bob's team. So it should be a very, very good matchup there. Yeah,
I'm definitely excited to see that one. CLG always bringing their A game generally, and so it's gonna be pretty exciting to see how that goes down. And I guess who's streaming that one, by the way?
I believe that it's going to be. You know, I don't know who's casting that one.
Okay, well,
near you. I think
it'll
Paradox
be a surprise.
is going to be there. I think it might be Twiz and Paradox. I think is what it is.
Definitely. Well, I guess you just need to wait 4 minutes and then end it, or are we done?
Yeah, I think we are finished. I'm going to wait the 4 minutes before ending
Okay.
it. But
sounds good. So they're probably not going to hear anything at this point over. Okay.
Yep.
Cool deal.